How long is a parent financially responsible for their child? You are no longer financially responsible for them now. Assuming your child's mental health is being addressed, it's time to set some expectations. Those are up to you. I suggest saying, "I love you, but you are an adult. You are welcome here and this can be your home. However, it's my house, so if you want to stay here, I have some expectations." List them clearly. In order for you to stay here, you have to choose to follow those rules. I have to choose to let you stay. If you want to move out, that's cool too. I still love you. Good luck. I stayed at home until I finished law school. Then I got married and moved out. I'm grateful that my parents allowed me to do that. My daughter is welcome to do the same. As long as there's a goal. If she wants to finish school, or she is engaged to be married, or both, she's welcome to stay. And welcome to stay for free. If the only goal is to live here for free, I'll expect her to contribute to the household. Lots of good points here to consider. Thanks. My child also seems to have a lot of friends with well-to-do parents that can provide a lot more than I can, without trying. My child makes me feel like a failure for my poor life choices because friends seem to have things so easy. I've drastically changed my life through hard knocks. We all want our children to have better than we did, but I can't change the past. I lived with my parents while in school until I got married. While in school, I paid my way though. 2 months ago we lost our house and have been living with my parents until we find new housing. We pay $200 months just for groceries and help with cleaning, cooking, taking care of other things. They are doing us a grand favor. Parents help, but shouldn't be a crutch. You brought a life into the world and you should responsible fought it. Thus said, you should also make them learn to be financially independent. If your child is old enough, let them look at your household finance and learn, so they can decide how they should be expecting from you and help them learn how to earn for their extra needs. And honestly, if they can't afford $200 in rent, they need to get it together. They could easily get a job anywhere in food service and make enough to afford living with their parents until they get a better job offer. Okay, this for me is weird. Only because in my culture and many other cultures we don't ever kick out family members or expect financial support as mandatory from every child, relative. If anything, children living with their parents is a norm. It's not seen as less independent for the child no matter how old. The youngest child, in fact, in my culture, has to live with their parents for the rest of his life to ensure that his parents will have no worries dying alone and suffering alone. Getting married even. The children will move in with the male's side of the family. Children are always expected to be home until marriage to be in the male's home. There's an option to move out, but it is not seen as standing on your own for the children when it is simply not even an issue to have your children home to look after you and your place as the parent. Funnily to you guys maybe, but moving away would sometimes even mean that you no longer love your parents enough to be close to them and will be taken as an insult to your mother. Especially, having a job is fine, but it is definitely not expected. Living together is just a form of unconditional love. Then again, every culture is different in a way. Who's to say mine and those similar to mine aren't the weird ones? Or, it could just be how you see things in perspective of your child and what society you grew up in. I can say I am glad I grew up with mine. I hope everyone can say the same with their struggles in different cultures and realize they don't have to follow the norm. Legally 18. However, each family is different. Even each kid within a family is different. Some parents will help their kids all their lives, while others kick their kid to curb as soon as they turn 18. I don't think asking your child that has graduated from college to pay rent, especially as low as $200, is unreasonable. You should know your child most of all. Did the first go by without mention? Is there an intention to do better and move forward? Is your child stuck with a foreseeable light at the end of the tunnel? We don't know how they think, what they're going through, how they feel, how they manage themselves. Medication is a giveaway they're struggling, but only you know their ethic and potential. Sit and talk with them. Not as in, where's the 200, what were you going to do about that, but talk with them. Give them the floor. Be there in a way to communicate and see what's really happening. Then from there you both should know where things stand and where the expectations are. I mean, a parent should always be there for their child, but you also shouldn't become bankrupt in doing so. I feel like there's a big cultural aspect to this. E.g. in India, it's totally normal for a child to stay with their parents for free until they move out due to reasons like marriage or work. Oh boy, this is a rough one. As a parent of 3 adult children, I know how tough this can be, and to be honest, it's on a situation basis. Our youngest has autism and will most likely live with us until we pass, then live either with one of his siblings or in a situation we set up before we pass. Conversely, the oldest is perfectly capable and was living with us for a long while, just lazy as hell. Gave him multiple chances to simply just get involved in household chores. Instead, he went out every night and partied with his friends and bummed money. Finally got a job, refused to offer anything to help, and used our garage like a party house. I packed his room and asked him to leave after 2 years of trying. He then called us trash on Facebook. Middle kiddo, by the way, went into the Navy. It's nice having company around. If they don't pay any bills, they'd better be cleaning up and helping out. And if not paying any bills, they better not complain about your rules. If they split the bills and pay a little rent, cool. I moved out at 19, back at 20, out at 21, back at 26, out at 28, back at 35, out at 36. It's been a rough mental health ride at times. Bless my parents for taking me in each time. And each time I was fully engaged in treatment. I'm in a better place now and support them financially in their retirement. It's easy to make a blanket statement, but each situation needs to be assessed on an individual basis. I would have been homeless if my parents didn't support me on my mental health journey. I will support my children until the day I die if needed. Truthfully, not enough details. Life is rough and all kinds of different things could be going on. Are they just living it up? Or are there extenuating circumstances keeping them from working on themselves? Are they doing things to get better? I took a break like this with my mom a while ago. At 28, I was able to take the right steps to turn my life around, entering a field with huge growth potential. I know it was hard for both of us. So I also respect that you need to set your boundaries. But as someone who's been there, every parent-child experience is unique. Every way you feel is natural. Only you two know what's best for you two. Legally, age 18. But after that, it's as long as you choose to. The focus should be on mental health, not finding a job. My children are welcome to live with me as long as they need to. Especially if they are only a couple of years out of college. The job market is pretty bad right now. Guide and emotionally support your child, but don't enable them. To answer your question, 18 years is the minimum. But there is no maximum. It's usually family to family or culturally based on how long you continue supporting your kid after they reach adulthood. Some think you should always financial support your kid if they need it, no matter how old they are. Some think 18, or college graduation, is a hard cutoff of support. There is no right answer here. For the second part, you should have a real heart-to-heart with your kid. Something is clearly wrong and whatever is going on right now isn't fixing it. If someone can't handle their job from stress, or scoot by with a $200 rent, they'll certainly not handle homelessness from stress. So I wouldn't kick them out. Not unless you're ready to potentially become childless. Figure out what's going wrong with your kid, what they're feeling and thinking, and try to have an open heart and open mind. Maybe whatever is wrong with them might not make sense to you but mean the world to them. Maybe the meds aren't actually helping. Maybe something traumatic happened that they don't want to share. Whatever the case, something is very wrong and your kid probably needs support more than ever. As a child, 33F still my mother's child, who suffers from mental illness and am constantly stressed and overwhelmed with work and life. I'd love to quit and focus on myself, but I have to get out there because I know it's not fair to my parents to support me. They need to live their own lives and have enough without me to worry about. I love my parents and we have a pretty good relationship and I would never do this to them. Also seems like you've gone above and beyond. Not that our kids owe us anything, but is your child there for you too? I mean, do they do chores or cook or help around the house? I mean, if I had a chance at a job that paid more than my parents, I would haul ass to make more and help them retire or vacation or something. Just my 2 cents.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.